Alright, I'm going to be installing some bed lights here. The kit for my truck, this is a 17. The 15 to 17 kit, pretty hard to find these days. And all it is basically the lights. And I don't even know if the switch comes with the factory kit. And a complete new taillight harness. When all that new taillight harness is doing is stubbing out a couple wires over here. So I kind of found that pointless. I ended up finding these on Amazon. I went with these because they had harnesses on them. I was going to get factory lights and just get pigtails and make my own harness, but this has all the connectors. They're not the greatest, but I put a little dielectric grease in them and we should be fine. And if I have issues with the lights, they don't look the highest quality, but we'll see how bright they are. But I can always swap them out with the factory originals. And then the switch, I actually bought a factory switch because the knockoffs are known to have issues and not work, so we're gonna do that. Now the goofy thing with these Amazon lights here is it comes with a harness for both lights, but they're the same exact harness, meaning they both have the plug-in for the switch on it. But I'm not too concerned. This is the actual correct driver's side light harness. Here's where you plug the switch in, and this was what would plug into the main harness. And then on the other side, all I'm really going to use is this pigtail off of that, and it's just power and ground. I'm going to run that over. I can even ground it on passenger side too, and just run that one wire over and tap into these wires here, pair it up with them, and then figure out how I'm going to do this. I don't have the male plug for that, but I may just run pins right into the actual harness that sits back here. So yeah, bear with me. I'm going to tear into it and see what I got. I got the harness stripped down here. I de-pinned that there and pulled these out so I had all that slack. And I went to test fit it in the hole, and this clip, I'll show you here, is butted right up to that. I almost thought it was still fused together. You can push on it, but it doesn't really even move. There's a little play, but not enough to flex that down enough to get this to pop in. So I took my utility knife and actually cut some of that off there, so I had a gap where this could push. So it should fit better now. Well, not everybody's gonna run into this, but I got the drop-in bed liner in here, and it's just offset enough where it doesn't snap in. It actually hooked in on the plastic of the bed liner up here, and I was able to snap it in, but I don't want to do that for flexing. So I'm scoring it right now with an awl, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'm actually going to trim that off so it sits flush in there. I ended up cutting this off here, and got a couple rolls of 18 gauge wire. I'm going to run from the light down and over with the tail light harness over to the other side where I can branch them together, and I'm just going to ground it over on this side so I can ground the switch and the driver's side light all on the same bolt. Then I know what I have. A little extra wire ain't going to hurt nobody. I'm going to wrap this all up in some Tessa tape, make it look nice and factory also. So I'll get that done and get that wire ran over there and move on to the next steps. I got the passenger light seated in. I zip tied it up to the little hole, in the back of the light. Keep the wire bunched up there so there's some loose slack on it. And there's no real good way to mount it to anything in here so it's not flopping around. And I actually had an old door harness that I took one of these off. If you reach in there and lift that pin up down in there, you can actually slide that out and reuse it just like a zip tie. But there is a slot right there. I lined the harness up and I zip tied that, or re-zip tied it to my wire harness. So I should be able to reach down in there. If I can fit my hand in there. I might have to do it from the bottom side, actually. Oop. Just like that. Rock solid. It's a little tight. Pull a little slack off of it. And there we go. I might even snug that up a little bit so it's not flapping in there, but that keeps it nice and neat. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, kind of hard to see that there. There it is, clipped in. So I'll get that buttoned up and the wires ran across. I went ahead and I took the spare tire off and I got my wire ran down through there. You can see that clip I was referring to earlier. I left this a little loose right here before I zip tied it up, so I could put a rail clip on there or something to hold that in place. But I ran the wires along here over to where all the harness plugs are. And you got these two plugs right here. And the wires we need are on the back side of this plug. It'll be pin 10 and pin 14. Pin 14 is the power wire to turn on the lights, or power the lights, I should say. And then pin 10 is the ground signal coming from the dome light, or the cargo light, and the wire that will run through the actual switch to turn it on. Push that, creates or completes the circuit. Ground signal is sent to the BCM to turn the lights on through the power wire. So we're looking for a white with blue, which is pin 10, and a green with blue, which is pin 14. Now, if you got an XL model truck, these wires might not be here. At least pin 14 isn't. And you'd have to run that up to the front of the truck. But this is an XLT, so it's there. So, with the cover, you can pull that off the face of this, and you got access to these pins. Be careful with them. They kind of roll around in there after that face cover, retaining clip is off. So when you put it back together, make sure those are straight. But what we need to do is pin out pins 10 and 14. So here's where it gets funky. If you don't have anything to pin it, you could tap into these wires back here, make it work. You can pull this harness back so you get some more working room. Do it there if you want. But if you ordered the same lights with the wiring harness as I did, I found how I cut up that other one for the pigtail for that light. I took that off of there, pinned them out of here. I still had this extra switch plug that wasn't being used for that harness. So I took that apart because the pins in here are exactly what you need. So I pulled these little rubbers off of there, and then you can crimp them down a little bit better because they're loose from being around this. But crimp them down a little better, and then you can actually slide them in, and those will be your wires on the other side of the plug. Make it nice and neat, just like factory. So I'll get these rubbers all the way off the wires and pinch these down a little bit and get them seated in the harness. Normally you would run your wire through this, and this blue rubber piece that's surrounding all them wires would be pulled out also. You'd run your wires through that and then drop them into the pin. But I didn't want to mess with taking all that stuff apart and didn't want to recrimp the wire. So if you run it in through the face, poke it out through that rubber, and then these black tabs here, those need to be pulled off. They're just dummy tabs. Pull them off, clean up that hole a little bit, and fish that wire out through the backside. Pull all the slack out of it, and you'll be able to seat that pin right in there. So I got my pins ran through where them rubbers were, and I told you to crimp down. You got to make sure you do that, otherwise they won't fit through this plug the way I showed you. So get them crimped down, slide them through, make sure they're oriented the same way the other pins are, and get them lined up. And then this is kind of a bugger to get back in there because it's got divider plates, and if the other pins are a little crooked, it doesn't want to go. I got it started here, and there, now it's in. All my pins are in good order. Push this back in, and we got our 2 wires ran out, so we can tap into the feed. I'm going to run these wires up through this harness up to here so it looks a little bit more original, and get the rest of this plugged back in because we're done with that there. So I had to trim this side a little bit too, got that cleaned up. Test fitted in there. I got my switch in. Unfortunately, it's hiding behind there. I don't know. This bed liner probably has to go. Get it rhino lined or something. But switch is in, fit nice. I test ran the wires, and I got enough length. I ended up leaving the split loom on because it's not split loom, it's solid, and I didn't want to cut it all off. It adds some good structure to it. But I taped it all up in test tape. So I got my light plug, my switch plug, that comes down. I took another one of those pins that I had. I have it loose on there right now, so when I put it in, I can find out where exactly I need to go, if I need to slide up or down a little bit, and tighten it up a little bit more and snip that off. And then here's my wires coming out. So I used green for my ground on the light, so that'll get a ground. And then the switch itself has a white with black. I'll use the black as a ground there, so these two go to ground, along with the other passenger side green wire that's coming over, which is now black also. But so I'll tie them 3 together and ground that out, and that'll be my grounds there. And then I will use the yellow for the light wire coming out of my pin. I'll have to double check and see exactly which ones those were again. And the white would be my ground signal to the BCM. So I'll get that stuff ran and get some wires soldered and go from there. I'm over on the driver's side here. Tail light holes right there. This is my driver's side harness with the switch and the light. I ran the wires I had extended. I ran them out here right above the leaf spring and left enough slack. It actually comes down to about here. The yellow wire here, which is I'm using for power for the light, is tied into the white wire, which is pin 14 on the harness, and this other white wire is actually my yellow wire for the passenger light, which is the power on that side. The white wire coming out of the harness is the ground signal to the BCM, which is this black wire that I pinned into the harness, pin 10. And then black, which is the ground for the switch, and green, which is the ground for the light, is tied into the other black wire, which is ground for the light on the other side, which runs to the green wire of that passenger side plug. And then I also soldered another wire into this mix for a chassis ground, which I will be grounding right there. So I'm gonna clean this up, tape this all up, and leave a stub out for this, put a eyelet on it, and ground it to that bolt right there. And that should be all the wiring. I just run these back up, plug everything in, and that should be done. So I got the ground on. It's all taped up, cleaned up. Got it zip tied up there. It's secured right there. Everything's plugged in up top and secured. And if we go in here and push the button, the cab lights work. Bed lights do not, but I need to go into Forscan and activate that. Okay, I'll show you the Forscan programming here. Click this button here for configuration and programming. Body control module. We don't need the as-built. We can just go right here and hit play. And bed lamp. Enabled. Write it. Cycle the key. And we can end this. And we go up and disconnect. And presto, they work. Okay, I got all the lights off here in the garage, and I just want to show you what it'll look like here in pitch black. When I bench tested them, they didn't look that bright, but now that they're in, pretty good. I got the, well, it turns the cargo lamp on, so I'll roll up the bed cover here so we can get a better idea. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. And they fade out when they shut off and light up your world when they're back on. I just got to put my tail lights back in and the spare tire back up, and this project's done. Thanks for watching.